Welcome back, folks. This is the follow on from the previous video, and today we'll be finishing off the floor of the van. Hopefully we'll have a nice base to work from then. So check it out and let us know what you think. Right, we're starting from the front of the cab behind the bulkhead. As you can see, there is the bulkhead. Here's sheets of ply 8x4, and the width up until where the step is 5 foot, so you've got to use it on its length. As you can see, when we go to the next cut, it's going to be overlapping where the original floorboards meet in the middle, so we're going to have to put another piece of ply on, mark up these round the bottom, mark where it finishes, and then transfer the board to the other original floorboard and mark that up and make 2 cuts. Just a quick tip when cutting a straight line here. I've got my straight edge. You've got your rip saw. Basically what you want to do is you want to measure the distance between the outside of your guard here with a tape measure up to your blade. I already know that mine's 28mm. Sit your saw to one side. Another little joiner's trick. With your tape measure, instead of measuring from the metal end, which, and especially on old tape measures, can have a lot of discrepancies, you want to measure from the 100 mark. So sit your 100 on your line and measure 28mm from the line. So make sure you've got a sharp pencil. Sit your batten up to your piece of ply. Clamp it down. Clamp it down on the other side. And when you offer your saw up to the batten, that'll be, your blade will be perfectly on the line. I don't know whether I pointed it out when I was laying the battens. Now we're on to laying the floor. I laid one of the battens over the step, as basically what I'm going to do is bring the flooring out. Measured at about 700, just give us enough room to enter into the van. With the original floor, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. If the original floor is down, I'm going to cut out to this batten halfway across. I've got some 9mm ply. I'm going to cut a section of ply to overhang so I can screw it into there, all the way along, all the way down this batten to give it a bit, make it a bit more rigid. It'll come out, and that'll create the step for our kitchen units along the back of the bulkheads to sit on. So this is half of the original floor back in. As you can see, I've cut that piece out, and it lies halfway along this batten here. Now just to cut the ply, piece of 9mm ply, which will run past the joint here, even past this batten. Cut this a little bit shorter so you can't see it as much. I'll probably leave 20-30mm overhanging here. I've cut it right in behind here and scribe it into the door. So now I'm going to cut the 9mm ply for this area. Got the bit that I've cut out, clamp it down, mark along, cut a straight edge, measure out an extra 230 for the step, and scribe it, then fit it in place. that is the 9mm ply built into the step. As you can see, it's overhanging there, and the door shuts. The door actually shuts fairly close at the moment. I made the step purposely bigger. I can trim that down if I want to. I made the corner here square. I'll probably put a rounded edge on that with the jigsaw once all the floor's in and I know what I want to do with it. But happy with that. It's quite rigid. I thought I was going to have to build a frame in underneath, but I think for what is going to be standing on there and how much it overhangs, we might get away with not having to do that. Happy days. Welcome back, gang. The original floor is back down, so I'm going to put this 6mm ply, what I've already got the pre-cut templates for. Before I put it down, I'm going to be applying some wood adhesive to the back of it. That'll obviously clad to the original floor, and the screws that fit are, well, I intended to put them out of the way of where.
That's why our health insurance comes with half-price monthly gym membership. Join over 1 million customers. Just search Vitality. Health insurance from Vitality.
Sorry about that. I intended to put them where the floor, where it wasn't going to be shown, because the idea that I had originally was to get the plyboard, and I seen a beautiful technique on YouTube. You get your gas torch, basically burn the plywood, and it brings all the nice grain out. Well, I did a test on this plywood that I bought the other day, and it's not really working too well. It's not bringing the grain out at all. There isn't enough grain. The ply, I think, is a little bit too smooth, so got to move on. So adapt and overcome, and the idea is now to put some lino down and some heavy duty non-slip matting in the booting area. It's probably worked out alright as well, because Jen said she didn't like the plywood idea. Surprise, surprise, because it was my idea. Anyway, let's get this down. That's the ply lining down on the top of the original floor. Nice and solid, over the moon with how it's turned out. Now we've got the floor back in and get to the fun part. See you on the next video.